Which hormone primarily initiates the follicular phase of the menstrual cycle? A. Estrogen. B. Progesterone. C. Follicle stimulating hormone, FSH. D. Luteinizing hormone, LH. The correct answer is C. The follicular phase begins with the release of FSH from the pituitary gland, which stimulates the growth of ovarian follicles. Estrogen levels also increase, but FSH initiates the process. Which of the following hormones peaks just before ovulation occurs? A. Progesterone. B. Luteinizing hormone, LH. C. Estrogen. D. Follicle stimulating hormone, FSH. The correct answer is B. LH surges in the middle of the menstrual cycle and is responsible for triggering ovulation. This surge occurs just before the mature follicle releases the egg. During which phase of the menstrual cycle does the endometrium become most receptive to implantation? A. Follicular phase. B. Ovulatory phase. C. Luteal phase. D. Menstrual phase. The correct answer is C. In the luteal phase, the corpus luteum secretes progesterone, which prepares the endometrium for potential implantation by thickening and vascularizing it. What is the primary function of progesterone during the luteal phase of the menstrual cycle? A. Stimulate ovulation. B. Maintain the corpus luteum. C. Prepare the endometrium for implantation. D. Induce menstruation. The correct answer is C. Progesterone is crucial for maintaining the thickened endometrium, making it suitable for the implantation of a fertilized egg. If implantation doesn't occur, progesterone levels fall, leading to menstruation. Which structure forms after ovulation and secretes hormones critical for maintaining pregnancy if fertilization occurs? A. Corpus luteum. B. Graafian follicle. C. Endometrium. D. Zona pellucida. The correct answer is A. The corpus luteum forms from the ruptured follicle after ovulation and secretes progesterone, which is essential for maintaining the uterine lining in early pregnancy. Which hormone is responsible for the suppression of follicle development during pregnancy? A. Progesterone. B. Human chorionic gonadotropin, HCG. C. Estrogen. D. Luteinizing hormone, LH. The correct answer is A. Progesterone, secreted by the corpus luteum and later by the placenta, inhibits the release of FSH and LH, thus preventing the development of new follicles during pregnancy. Which phase of the menstrual cycle directly follows ovulation? A. Follicular phase. B. Luteal phase. C. Menstrual phase. D. Proliferative phase. The correct answer is B. The luteal phase follows ovulation and is characterized by the formation of the corpus luteum, which secretes progesterone to support a potential pregnancy. If fertilization does not occur, which event is triggered by the decline of progesterone levels? A. Ovulation. B. Follicular growth. C. Menstruation. D. Endometrial thickening. The correct answer is C. If the egg is not fertilized, the corpus luteum degenerates, leading to a drop in progesterone. This causes the endometrial lining to shed, resulting in menstruation. Which cell type in the ovary is responsible for producing estrogen during the follicular phase? A. Theca cells. B. Granulosa cells. C. Corpus luteum. D. Oocytes. The correct answer is B. Granulosa cells in the developing follicles are primarily responsible for estrogen production during the follicular phase of the menstrual cycle. What is the role of human chorionic gonadotropin, HCG, in the menstrual cycle? A. Stimulate ovulation. B. Support the corpus luteum during early pregnancy. C. Induce menstruation. D. Trigger estrogen release. The correct answer is B. HCG is produced by the developing placenta and maintains the corpus luteum, allowing it to continue producing progesterone during the early stages of pregnancy. Which phase of the menstrual cycle coincides with the rapid rebuilding of the endometrial lining? A. Menstrual phase. B. Proliferative phase. C. Secretory phase. D. Luteal phase. The correct answer is B. The proliferative phase, part of the follicular phase, is marked by the rapid regeneration of the endometrial lining under the influence of rising estrogen levels. What is the typical duration of the luteal phase in the menstrual cycle? A. 7 to 10 days. B. 10 to 14 days. C. 14 to 16 days. D. 16 to 20 days. The correct answer is B. The luteal phase typically lasts about 10 to 14 days. If no pregnancy occurs, the corpus luteum degenerates and progesterone levels decline, triggering menstruation. In the absence of fertilization, what happens to the corpus luteum at the end of the luteal phase? A. It becomes a mature follicle. B. It forms the corpus albicans. C. It remains and continues to produce hormones. D. It develops into a secondary oocyte. The correct answer is B. Without fertilization, the corpus luteum degenerates and forms the corpus albicans, a fibrous scar tissue, as hormone production ceases. Which hormone is responsible for the thickening of the cervical mucus, preventing sperm entry after ovulation? A. Estrogen. B. Progesterone. C. Luteinizing hormone, LH. D. Follicle stimulating hormone, FSH. The correct answer is B. Progesterone causes cervical mucus to thicken, making it more difficult for sperm to enter the uterus after ovulation, thus playing a role in fertility regulation. Which layer of the endometrium is shed during menstruation? A. Myometrium. B. Basal layer. C. Functional layer. D. Perimetrium. The correct answer is C. The functional layer of the endometrium is the layer that thickens and sheds during the menstrual cycle. The basal layer remains intact and regenerates the endometrium after menstruation. What happens to estrogen levels immediately after ovulation? A. They continue to rise. B. They sharply decline. C. They remain constant. D. They fluctuate irregularly. The correct answer is B. Estrogen levels decrease immediately after ovulation. However, they rise again during the luteal phase as the corpus luteum begins to produce estrogen and progesterone. Which feedback mechanism regulates the release of FSH and LH during the follicular phase? A. Negative feedback by estrogen. B. Positive feedback by estrogen. C. Negative feedback by progesterone. D. Positive feedback by progesterone. The correct answer is A. During the early follicular phase, estrogen exerts negative feedback on the hypothalamus and pituitary gland, inhibiting the release of FSH and LH to prevent excessive follicle development. Which of the following best describes the event of menstruation? A. Ovulation of the egg from the ovary. B. Shedding of the uterine lining. C. Development of the Graafian follicle. D. Implantation of the embryo. The correct answer is B. Menstruation is the process in which the functional layer of the endometrium is shed and expelled through the vagina when pregnancy does not occur. Which phase of the menstrual cycle is most variable in length among different women? A. Luteal phase. B. Follicular phase. C. Secretory phase. D. Menstrual phase. The correct answer is B. The follicular phase, which precedes ovulation, is the most variable in length. The luteal phase tends to have a more consistent duration across individuals. Which event is required for the corpus luteum to persist beyond the typical luteal phase? A. Increase in FSH. B. Fertilization and implantation. C. Surge in LH. D. Rise in progesterone. The correct answer is B. If fertilization and implantation occur, HCG is produced by the developing embryo, which signals the corpus luteum to continue producing progesterone, thus preventing its degeneration.